Vishwam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Virajacharya Askacharya Sakashri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayana Swami Maharaj Gurudev Ki Jai. Kalila Vishwam Vishnupad Askacharya Sakashri Srimad Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj Ki Jai. Kalila Vishwam Vishnupad Askacharya Sakashri Srimad Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sri Gurudev Swami Maharaj Ki Jai. Kalila Vishwam Vishnupada Svikara Sati Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Kalila Vishwam Vishnupada Paramahamsa Virajacharya Askacharya Sati Shri Srimad Param Gurudev Jagatguru Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada Ki Jai. Mahabhagavat Srila Gaura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Shakti Goswami Satchit Ananda Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Vaishnava Sarvabhaum Sujananath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Gaudiya Vedanta Acharya Shri Jai. Shri Sanatana Damodar Rayananda Shri Nityananda Shri Shri Harinam Radha Purnama Yuvraj Dham Ki Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Devi Sudarshan Chakra Purushottam Totavoki Nath Ki Jai. Narasimha Bhagavan Ki Jai. Bhakta Pravara Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai. Samagata Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Jai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari. So happy to see them. Hare Krishna. These are from Thakurji, the Prashadam Gardens. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Bhakti Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Ashtacha Deshatarane Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayaniti Namane Shri Krishna Lila Katane Sudaksham Avdarya Madhurya Gunaisha Yuktam Varam Varenyam Purusham Mahantam Narayanam Tam Shirasha Namami Namo Vishnu Padaya Acharya Singha Rupane Shri Srimad Bhakti Pragyana Keshavaiti Namane Atimartya Charitraya Swasritanam Shapalane Dukke Sadartaya Shri Nama Vindayane Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namane Shri Vaishavanadi Devi Dayataya Krikabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Dayane Prabhave Namaha Madhurya Ujjvala Premadya Shri Rupa Nuga Bhakti Da Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtai Dinatarane Rupanuga Viruddhapa
Siddhanta Grantahare Namo Vishnu Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambodhe Padambujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namane Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupaya Gaura Virbhava Bhumestvam Nirdeshta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannatayate Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavajanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tishe Namaha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Namostute Tapta Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Brindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshavasya Cha Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavachai Namo Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishna Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Shradma Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Shradma Bandon Mui Sabadhana Krishna Prati Hoi Java Hoi Krishna Prati Hoi Java Hoi Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitti Ke Koriya Arna Kori Homane Asha Arna Kori Homane Asha Guru Charane Rati Ese Uttamagati Ye Prasade Dure Sarva Asha Divya Gyan Rite Prakashita Prema Bhakti Javaite Avidya Vinashayate Yede Gai Jahara Charito Shri Guru Karuna Sandhu Adhama Janara Bandhu Lokanath Lokera Jivana Lokanath Lokera Jivana Aha Prabhu Koro Doya Deho More Padashaya Aha Prabhu Koro Doya Deho More Padashaya He Dejas Kushutri Bhuvana Hey Dejas Kushutri Bhuvana Aha Prabhu Karodaya Deho Mare Padachaya Duapade Loinu Sharana Shila Gurudev Patita Pavana Shila Prabhupada Patita Pavana Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Pada Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Guru Parampara, Guru Parampara, Parampara, Guru Parampara, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Krishna Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Jaya Sachinandana Jaya Sachinandana Jaya Sachinandana Jaya Sachinandana Jaya Sachinandana Gaudari Jaya Sachinandana Gaudari Jaya Sachinandana Gaudari Nandana Gaudari Jaya Sachinandana Gaudari Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Jai Shri Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai Shri Panchatattva Ki Jai Harinam Sankirtana Ki Jai Shri Navadev Dhamma Ki Jai Shri Navadev Dhamma Mahatmya Ki Jai Shri Hari Hari Bol Aya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namah. First of all, I'm offering my unlimited Dandavat Pranams and my Shraddha Pushpanjali at the lotus Vishnupad Paramahansa Astotarasata Sri Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. Then I'm offering my same unlimited Dandavat Pranams and my Shraddha Pushpanjali at the lotus feet of my most worshipable, beloved Siksha Gurudevs, Nitya Lila Pravishto Vishnupad Paramahansa Astotarasata Sri Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj and Nitya Lila Pravishto Maharaj. And I offer my Dandavat Pranams to all of my Sri Sri Rupa Nuga Guru Varga, especially Srila Sachidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur. And I offer my Dandavat Pranams to all the Vaishnavas and to all the Vaishnavis. So I'm very happy to have the presence in today's class of my God sisters who I've known for so many years. And they are disciples of Srila Prabhupada and they have many, many stories to tell. I actually saw your memories recently on the video memories that I saw those. And Arundhati Didi, she joined in the New York temple in which year? 68. Yeah. Shamrani also told the story. We went to the Tompkins Square Park in '96 when Srila Narayan Maharaj went for the first time to the West, and we went there to the park early in the morning. And then Shamrani, Jadharani Didi, she told her story of how she met Prabhupada there in the park and then followed them back to the temple after. So I love to hear the memories and the stories of my God brothers and God sisters. One of my favorite things to do in life. So maybe at some point we can hear some of your memories from that early period. So we are now proceeding with chapter 8 of Sri Navadvip Dham Mahatma, Srila Jiva Goswami and all. So now he says, Swatantra Ishvara Nitai Tatai Asya Kahila Hasi Godram Namete Edvipa Hoy Surabhi Satata Ekane Rai. Then arrived at the village of Gadi Gacha. Laughing, being subjected to Sri Krishna's Maya, the proud Indra showered Gokul with torrents of rain. And at that time, Sri Hari, he lifted Giriraj Govardhan and he carefully protected Gokul. Recognized Saranga Dhara, that's another name of Krishna, it means he who holds the bow named Saranga. He recognized Sri Krishna when his pride was completely crushed. So we need to have our pride crushed. And only then can we understand and see Krishna. Now to rectify his offense, Indra fell to the ground and he caught hold of Sri Krishna's lotus feet. And he said, although Sri Nanda Nandan, the ocean of mercy, he forgave and he pacified Indra, but the fear in Indra's heart did not diminish. And Indra said to Surabhi, because of not understanding Sri Krishna's pastimes, I have committed a dreadful offense. And I have heard that in the Kali Yuga, Sri Brajendranandan will perform his astonishing pastimes in Navadvip. So, but I fear illusory energy Maya about how to be saved from committing offenses. So please now explain this to me. And then Mother Surabhi gave her advice. She answered, let us both go to Sri Navadvip Dham and there worship Nimai, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So then, Sri Nityananda Prabhu continued. He says, thereafter, Indra and Surabhi worship Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu at this very place. And that's a really wonderful place. There's a beautiful temple there. A beautiful temple depicting the pastimes on the wall at Surabhi. It is very easy to worship Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Who's telling this? Nityananda Prabhu. It is very easy to worship Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Although the result is also easy to attain, it is the topmost result. So then both of them constantly chanted Gauranga's name, and they wept. Quickly they attained darshan of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. They had darshan of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu's astonishingly graceful divine form. Then Srimad Mahaprabhu was smiling gently, and was himself he smiled. I will soon appear. Yes. And you will serve me in my pastimes there. Vanished. And Sri Surabhi Devi, she began living underneath a peepal tree. The devotees are fulfilled here. So what does Godruma mean? Go, cow, Druma, tree. Yes. And if someone makes a hut here and performs bhajan, he will easily become engrossed in service to Sri Gaur Hari's lotus feet. So who made a bhajan kutir there? Vinod Thakur. Yes. And he lived there for quite a few years in his older age. His family also lived there with him at that very place, Surabhi Kunj, where there's a temple now. And there's a room there, and there's a building there, and that's the very place where Bhaktivinoda Thakur's house was, but it's been rebuilt, renovated. But there's a room there as a memorial to the place where Bhaktivinoda Thakur would sit and he would write, to his writing. So, it says, if someone makes a hut here and performs bhajan, he will easily become engrossed in the service to Sri Gaur Hari's lotus feet. Now the next part of Nityananda Prabhu's narration is another incident that took place right there in Godruma. And it's the story of Markandeya Rishi's coincidental arrival in Godrumadvip. Coincidentally. So, once Markandeya Rishi, the son of Mrikanda, he came to this island at the time of the universal devastation. And his story is true. As long as 7 kalpas, but he had to face a lifespan of 7 kalpas. He had to face great danger at the time of devastation because every place became inundated with water. And the sage began searching for somewhere to stay. And as he was carried away by the water, he thought, alas, alas, why did I ask for such a boon? Only Sri Navadvip Dham, extending 16 kosas, it remained to give shelter to the devotees. while all the other places became inundated with water. So Navadvip was above. Now, tossed about in the waves, the sage became unconscious. And upon reaching Sri Navadvip Dham, now Surabhi, who was there, saw the sage floating in the water. And out of mercy, she carefully lifted him out of the water. Then upon regaining consciousness, Markandeya Rishi beheld the amazing billion miles, and that it was beautified by countless flowing rivers and waterfalls. He saw the actual Navadvip Dham. A variety of lush green trees and creepers adorned this place, and the birds sang the glories of Sri Gaur Hari. He saw a peepal tree that extended over 1 yojana, that means 8 miles, under which Surabhi was sitting. So now the sage, afflicted by hunger, he said to Mother Surabhi, "O Bhagavati, please save my life. Please remove my distress," and having never destroyed. Although the material eyes, they perceive it as extending to 16 kosas. This supreme realm of Vaikuntha is eternal and is completely faultless. Here, space and time are always above material existence, and no one here knows anything about the material illusory energy. Please behold this wonderful Navadvip Dham. It is surrounded on all sides by the virtuous river Viraja, which separates the material from the spiritual world. Each part of this Dham measures 2 billion miles, and its center is the grand town. The center of this 2 billion miles extent of Navadvip Dham is the grand town of what? Mayapur. Yes. The 8 islands of this Dhamma, they are like Daman, Gauranga. O Markandeya, you also should take shelter of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu's lotus feet, knowing them to be the only true wealth. Completely give up the desires for sense enjoyment, for bhukti, give up the desires for mukti, liberation, and take shelter of pure bhakti dharma. And by worshipping Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, you will quickly attain the fruits of him, his feet in Braj. Again, nectar of Sri Krishna's various loving pastimes, service to the divine couple. You should clearly understand one thing. The happiness is only insignificant and imaginary. So after hearing Surabhi's words, then Markandeya Muni, he folded his hands and he asked, "If I serve Sri Gaur Hari's divine feet, what will happen to the ripe and the unripe results of my fruitive activities?" That means prarabdha and aprarabdha. So if I serve Gaur Hari's divine feet, what will happen to those philosophical truths, Siddhanta of Sri? All are good. The root. So you will be immersed in worshiping Sri Gaur Hari. So Markandeya Muni, Gaura! He laughed. And as Sri Nityananda Prabhu said, "O Jiva, just behold this unprecedented place where Markandeya Rishi regained his life." Sri Jiva was inundated with supreme bliss when he heard the glories of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu emanating from the mouth of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. So that day, they took rest at that place, and they started towards Madhyadweep the next morning, chanting the name of Lord Hari. So, knowing that service to Sri Nityananda Prabhu's and Sri Janava Devi's lotus feet is the essence of life, and holding the order of Sri Nityananda Prabhu on my head, This insignificant and lowly Bhakti Vinod is describing the magnificence of Nadia. Jai Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Shri Navadvip Dham ki jai. Thus ends chapter 8. Chapter 9. Jaya Gaura Chandra Jaya Nityananda Jaya Jaya Gadadhar Shivasadi Jai Jaya Bhaktalaya Navadvipa Dhamavara. All glories to Sri Gaur Chandra. All glories to Sri Nityananda Prabhu. All glories to Sri Gadadhar Pandit. All glories to Srivas Pandit and the other devotees. All glories to the residents of the devotees, the topmost Sri Navadvip Dham. So now the next morning, Sriman Nityananda Prabhu, would you like to be on this parikrama with Nityananda Prabhu? Yeah. So the next morning, Sriman Nityananda Prabhu proceeded onwards. He was intoxicated by singing Sri Gaura's names. The devotees walking with him were also drowning in praying, and they were thus distributing supreme bliss. And when they arrived in Madhya Dvip, Sriman Nityananda Prabhu smiled and he said, "This is the village of Majida. Here, the 7 sages, Marichi sages, happily rested, and they worshipped Gaura Chandra." And then Nityananda from their father. Who's their father? And they begged Brahma to give them the eternal treasure of Gaur Prem. The 4-headed Sri Brahma, he became pleased by hearing their appeal, and he said, "All of you go to Navadvip Dham and sing the glories of Sri Gaur Hari. You will easily attain praying." And he continued, Brahma continued, he said, "One who has gained the mercy of the Dham will attain the association of saintly personalities as a result. And by continuously performing bhajan in the association of sadhus, one will dive deep into Krishna praying. To be engrossed in praying is a matter of supreme joy. And one whose heart is attached to Sri Navadvip Dham, he will attain." Yeah. So to chant, O followed many varieties of religious paths of our lives. In this way, austerities, and they worship Sri Gaur Hari with exclusive faith in bhakti. They completely gave up eating and sleeping, and they just chanted his name. And then one day, guess what happened? At noontime, the supremely compassionate Sri Gaur Hari appeared with the rest. Remember, body. It was glowing like 100 of suns shining together. This form of his attracted even the minds of the yogis. How astonishing was Sriman Mahaprabhu's beauty shining forth. His glance was most brilliant. He wore a dhoti. Mallika flowers dangled gracefully from his neck. The sages were all enchanted. They were all enchanted of Mahaprabhu's form of bhakti. Sri Gaur Hari heard their prayer, and he kindly replied, "Please listen, O sages. Abandon all other desires except one, service to Sri Krishna. Throw off the shackles of jnana and karma, and only cultivate devotion to Sri Krishna. Within a short time, I will unfold my pastimes in Nadia. And at that time, all of you will be able to behold my pastimes of chanting the holy names of the Lord. From now, I order you, however, to keep all these topics confidential. Go to Kumarhata and worship Sri Krishna at the ghats that you have constructed. From their vision, just by living here, one can attain Sri Gaur Hari without even following any rules and regulations. Now they came to Naimisharanya. I thought that's in North India. Yeah, Madhyadweep. This is Madhyadweep. So then Nityananda Prabhu said, "O Jiva, the river you see flowing in the southern direction is the supremely sacred Gomati. Close by is Naimisharanya." In the Kali Yuga of the previous Kalpa, when the influence of Kali became excessive, then Shonaka and the other sages joyfully heard the Gaur Bhagavat from Sutta Goswami. And all the miseries of that person who studies the Puranas in this place during the month of Kartik, they are vanquished. He becomes absorbed in Sri Gaur Hari's pastimes and easily attains what? Braj. What does he attain? Once, Lord Shiva, who's also named Panchanana because he has 5 heads. Once Lord Shiva came here with his devotees riding on Lord Brahma's swan carrier. He borrowed Lord Brahma's swan carrier, having given up his own carrier, Nandi the bull. He heard Sri Gaur Hari's pastimes recited just as they are described in the Puranas. The followers of Lord Shiva from Kashi, they surrounded Panchanana. They continuously sang Sri Gaur Hari's name. They danced and they showered flowers on Lord Shiva. And upon hearing these words of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, the Ashtasattvic Bhav arose in the heart of Sri Jiva, and he began rolling in the dust of that place. And relishing the influence of that holy place, he was not able to maintain his composure. The devotees spent that day there together with Sri Nitai Chand, and the next day they all proceeded onward for darshan of Sri Pushkar. Where is Pushkar? Huh? Pushkar, the holy place of Pushkar. It's in Rajasthan, but it's in Navadvip also. Did you know that? All the holy places are in Navadvip, just like all the holy places are in Braj. So now, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is ending this chapter saying that the next day they proceeded onward for darshan of Sri Pushkar. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur always ends each chapter with a prayer to the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda and Janava Devi. And he says, Janava Nitai Bhajana Sadai Jahara Antare Jage Nadia Mahima Bhakta Madhurima Gaiche Se Janarage. That person, Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in whose heart the worship of Sri Janava Devi and Sri Nityananda Prabhu is always manifest, he is singing of the glories of Sri Nadia and the sweetness of the devotees being full of affection. Thus ends chapter 9. Chapter 10. Jai Gaur Nityananda Advaita Sahita Jai Gadadhar Jai Shrivas Pandita Jai Navadvipa Shuddha Prema Bhakti Dham Jai 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 Gaur Nityananda Nam. So now, Nitai Chaitanya Bhaji Tyaji Dharma Dharma Dayara Samudra Se Gaur Nityananda Akatare Dive Bhai Sar Brajananda. Now, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is placing his appeal before the readers, and he's saying, O souls of Kali Yuga, please listen. Give up karma, jnana, dharma, adharma, everything, and only perform bhajan of Sri Nityananda Prabhu and Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. O brothers, the ocean of mercy, Sri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu, seeing your endeavor, they will freely, without doubt, bestow upon you the bliss of Braja. So when the morning arrived, Sri Nityananda Prabhu took Sri Jiva with him, and they continued their Dham Parikrama, and they came to Sri Brahmana Pushkar in Navadvip. Sri Nityananda Prabhu said, O Jiva, look at this delightful village. Even though currently everyone calls it Brahmanapura, but according to the scriptures, its name is Brahmana Pushkar. The secret of this place is most confidential. Here's the story of a Brahmana pilgrim named Divadas. In Satya Yuga, a Brahmana named Divadas, he renounced his home and he went on a pilgrimage to all the holy places. And even though Pushkar Tirtha was very dear to him, while wandering one day he arrived in Sri Navadvip Dham. In this very place, he had a dream one night in which someone told him, O Vipra, O Brahman, reside here, and you will attain the eternal treasure, Krishna Prem. Then, Divadas built a hut, and he stayed here until his old age. Yes, long time. Satya Yuga. In his old age, when he could not walk anymore, like most of us, oldies, a strong desire to behold Pushkar, it came in his mind. Now, being unable to move, the Brahmana began to lament. Alas, alas, now I will not be able to see the holy abode of Pushkar. And now, seeing him lamenting, Pushkar Raj, out of mercy, came before Divadas in the form of a Brahmana, the personified Pushkar, holy place. Yes. And then the Brahman said to Divadas, do not cry. Bathe one time in the delightful pond in front of you, and Pushkar Tirtha, it will manifest directly before you. So after hearing this, the Brahman's words, Divadas bathed in that kunda. And as a result, he received transcendental eyes by which he could behold what? Pushkar Tirtha. Now Divadas wept continuously. He said to Pushkar Tirtha, for my sake you had to take so much great trouble. And Pushkar replied, listen, O fortunate Brahmana, I have not come from afar. I always reside right here in this place. This Navadvip Dham consists of all holy places. All the holy places reside here to serve Sri Navadvip Dham. Although a manifestation of my form is in the west, in where? Rajasthan. Although that's a manifestation of my form, but I personally reside at this place eternally. And the benefit, are you ready for the benefit? The benefit that one derives by bathing 100 times in the Pushkar Tirtha that is situated in the west is achieved by bathing here. How many times? Once. So, here's a subtitle of the next sentence. The person who leaves Sri Navadvip Dham, desiring to visit other holy places, is a what? A complete fool. So, now Pushkar Raj is still telling Therefore, whoever leaves Sri Navadvip Dham with the desire to visit any other holy place is an extremely foolish villain. If someone attains the result of traveling to all other holy places, he attains residence in Sri Navadvip Dham. Just see that raised area which resembles a market. Kurukshetra and Brahmavarta are present there. The rivers Saraswati and Drishadvati flow on its two sides. They are beautiful and they give the results of piety. Pushkar Tirtha now tells about the future descent of Srimad Mahaprabhu. He says, O Vipra, I am revealing to you a very confidential topic. Soon, supreme happiness will manifest here. Sri Gaur Sundar will appear at Mayapur in the house of Mother Sachi, and he will freely distribute Krishna Prem amongst ordinary folk. He'll do what? He'll distribute Krishna Prem amongst who? Yes. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, intoxicated in Sankirtan Ras, he will dance in all these places together with his devotees. Mahaprabhu will perform Sankirtan together with his devoted associates from all of his incarnations. The whole universe will be drowned in a flood of prem. All except those, they can't drown. What will happen? They will those who indulge in false logic, they all except for those. Jai! Jai! Bhaktivedanta Padmanabha Maharaj ki Jai! Dandavats Maharaj. You just arrived?
Yeah, that's not.
Okay, I'll see you a bit later. So, when Mahaprabhu is performing his Sankirtan, the whole universe will be drowned in a flood of prem. Do you want to get drowned in a flood of prem? Yes? Does that sound like a good idea? Okay. But all will drown except those who indulge in false logic. They will receive this Mahaprem. O Devadas, whoever resides with firm faith in this Dham, they will attain the lotus feet of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. A rogue, he will not be able to develop a taste for Sri Harinam even if he worships Sri Krishna for millions of years. Who won't be able to develop taste? A rogue. But if he worships Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, his wicked mentality will quickly vanish, and very soon he will attain Sri Radha Krishna in Brajadam. That person will attain his spiritual form in Brajadam, and he will attain the shelter of the maidens of Braja, and he will receive the qualification to serve the divine couple in the forest bowers. Now, Pushkar Tirtha gives a boon to Devadas. O Vipra, stay here and perform bhajan, and you will attain darshan of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu with his associates. And saying this, Tirtharaj Pushkar departed. But the Brahmin heard an aerial voice. It said to him, very soon the blessed age of Kali is coming. O Vipra, at that time you will again take birth, and you will become immersed in the prem-like ras of Sri Gaur's kirtan. And then hearing this, Devadas, freed from all worries, he stayed on the banks of this kunda performing bhajan. Then Nityananda Prabhu moved on with the devotees, and they came to a place called Sri Uchahata, which is Kurukshetra in Navadvip. Do you know how glorious is Kurukshetra? Do you know why it's so glorious? That's one reason, yes. Bhagavad Gita was spoken there. Yes. What else?
And this is a clash between Aishwarya and Madhurya, the Rajva system and the Dvapara system. And
Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, he told, and this is a quote from Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj, who was right there when he heard it. He says, Vrindavan is for shallow thinkers. I want to construct a hut in Kurukshetra. Why? Do you know? Why construct a hut in Kurukshetra and leave Braj? Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said this. Srila Sridhar Maharaj said when he heard that, it was as if he fell from the top of a tree. But then Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati explained. He said, there and how many years had passed even? Nearly. So when they came there, the Braja Gopis, they could not tolerate another second. Another second, you know. The example is being given by Srila Gurudev, Srila Narayan Maharaj, that when a person is, and he gives the example in his own life that he experienced. When he was younger, he was carrying big, huge baskets of very, very heavy, filled with vegetables and so forth. And they were coming, and he was carrying it and carrying it and carrying it for some long distance. And it was getting heavier and heavier and heavier. But the heaviest point was just before they reached the doorstep. At that point, he could not barely even step onto the doorstep. He just had to take it off his head and put it down. He gives that example of the Braja Gopis at Kurukshetra. Why is Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur saying, I want to construct a hut at Kurukshetra? Because he said there, the need of Srimati Radhika is the most extreme for service by her maid servants because of this intense, intolerable place at that available. Gopis are there. That's a separate topic, but I just wanted to mention about Kurukshetra. Now, Nityananda Prabhu Nityananda Prabhu said, all the demigods came here, along with Kurukshetra Tirtha. All the holy places that are in Brahmavarta and Kurukshetra, they came to reside here. Pritutak and all other holy places reside here. And at ease, they serve Sri Navadvip Dham. The result that one gets by residing in Kurukshetra for 100 years, the result that one gets by residing in Kurukshetra for how many years?
100.
Is obtained by staying here for only one night. Here. They built a raised platform nearby and they discussed with each other the topics related to Sri Gaura. And from that time on, this place became known as Hattadanga. Hattadanga. A person who has darshan of this place, he will attain unlimited praying. There, Nityananda Prabhu, while walking along the path to Kulia Pahara, which is Koladweep, where we are now, Shri Nitai Chand said to Jiva, he said, Jiva, the sequence in which we are performing parikrama by first crossing the Ganga, it is the authentic sequence of parikrama. By following this sequence, one will attain the actual result of parikrama. Then he explained, one day at sunset, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, with the intention of delivering the Kazi, he went from Mayapur with thousands of his associates in a huge Nagar Sankirtan that was accompanied by 14 Ganga. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's. And that night became as long as one night of Brahma. So in Mahaprabhu began to wander throughout his Navadvip Dham. And every Ekadasi after that, my Lord and the devotees went on Nagar Sankirtan, wandering throughout Navadvip. So by his own desire, Sriman Mahaprabhu sometimes wandered over 5 kosas. He wandered for 5 kosas. How did he do it? He started from his house for Barakona Ghat, then he went to Balal Dirgika and to Sridhar. From the house of Sridhar, he would go to the border of Antardvip. Completed Mahaprabhu, he would start from Simulia and he would go to the house of the Kazi. And after talking to Sridhar, then he would go to Chinadanga, situated on the Ganga. And then he would come back across the Ganga and return home after completing the 8 kosas parikrama. That's a long parikrama. Yes. So, then he says, Nityananda says, the 16 kosas parikrama is considered to be the complete parikrama. And Mahaprabhu feels satisfied after performing this parikrama. O Jiva, I am taking you on that same 16 kosas parikrama. No other parikrama is considered equal to it. And by performing this parikrama, you will have darshan of the 12 forests in the area of Vrindavan's 16 kosas. Now there's a description of Navaratra in the scriptures. Navaratra. So then Nityananda says, this parikrama, it is completed within 9 nights. Means Navaratra. And it is therefore also called Navaratra in the scriptures. The parikrama of 5 kosas is completed in 1 day, and the 8 kosas parikrama in 3 nights. So one should complete this parikrama by spending the first night in Mayapur, the second in Godruma, and the third on the banks of the Ganga. Hearing about the real nature of parikrama, Sri Jiva Mahashai, he became absorbed in praying for a long time. So then Bhaktivinoda Thakur ends chapter 10. He says, desiring to attain the cooling shade of Sri Nityananda Prabhu's and Sri Janava Devi's lotus feet, this destitute and this lowly person, Bhaktivinoda, describes the glories of Nadia. Thus ends chapter 10. Okay. So now, chapter 11. Are you okay, everyone? Okay. See, we're trying to complete the Navadvip Dham Mahatmya. That's why I'm clipping along. We want to do that, and I don't know where the next class will be. We'll have to find that out. Maybe we'll be in Mayapur for that. I think that may be possible, because then I can accomplish 2 things and see our Sripad Avadut Maharaj and also have Katha there. Is that a good idea? Oh, that's a good idea. I mean, we can even do it there at Bhaktivedanta Kunj. Yeah, we can do it there. Okay. So, chapter 11, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Gaur Bhumi Sarva Bhumi Sar Yata Nam Saha Shri Chaitanya Avatar. All glories to Gaur Bhumi, the essence of all other holy places. We're living here, Gaur Bhumi it's called. When you want to tell somebody where you were just visiting, you say, I was visiting Gaur Bhumi. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he descended here in Gaur Bhumi, together with the holy name of Sri Hari. Now we come to Panchaveni. Do you know what Panchaveni means? 5 rivers. Yes, Panchaveni. Now Sri Nityananda Prabhu said, everyone listen. He said, this is Panchaveni. There were 5 rivers here that join with the Ganga. The Bhagirati Ganga, it converges here with Mandakini and Alakananda. And the river Saraswati flows here in a concealed way. The Yamuna, it comes from the western side together with Bhogavati, and with them in Manasa Ganga, flowing with a strong current. The sages, they call this place Maha Prayag. Yes, because here they performed millions upon millions of sacrifices together with Lord Brahma. The glory of this place, known as Brahma Satra, it is incomparable. By taking bath here, one will never have to take birth again. What do you want? Bath or birth? By taking bath here, one will never have to take birth again. Who can describe the glories of this place? All the other holy places are like dried up rivers in comparison. Anyone who leaves his body in the water, on the land or in the air of this place, he will attain Sri Goloka Vrindavan. Now, they come to right here. This is called Kulia Pahara. Kulia Pahara is called Koladvip. This place, on the banks of the Ganga, is renowned as Kulia Pahara because it resembles a mountain. In the scriptures, this place is called Sri Koladvip. Please hear a narration about this place dating back from Satya Yuga again. The story is of a Vipra, a Brahmana who is named Vasudeva. And he was a devotee of Lord Varahadev in Satya Yuga. There was once a Brahmin boy named Vasudeva who always used to serve Sri Varahadev. That's why we have Varahadev on the altar here. And by Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj installed Lakshmi Varaha on the altar at Devananda Gaudiya Math also. Because this is Kola Dvip. Kola means the border. So, daily, this devotee Vasudeva, after his worship daily of the Varaha deity, Vasudeva would pray to him, "O Prabhu, please be merciful to me. Give me your darshan, and thus make my eyes and my life successful." So praying like this, the Brahmin boy cried. He rolled in the dust of that place thinking, if my Lord does not give me his darshan, my life will go in vain. So then after some days, Sri Varahadev mercifully revealed himself to Vasudeva in his was decorated with many jewel-studded ornaments, his lotus feet, his neck, his nose, his face, eyes, and all His divine body was as tall as a mountain. And upon seeing the Lord, the Vipra considered himself greatly fortunate. The Brahmin boy, he fell to the ground. Restless, he rolled in the dust of Sri Koladev's lotus feet, and he began to cry. Then, seeing the devotion of the Brahmin boy, Sri Varahadev spoke the following sweet words. O Vasudev, you are my devotee. I am very satisfied with your worship. At the beginning of Kali Yuga, I will display my pastimes here in Sri Navadvip. So listen carefully to my words. There is no place in the three worlds equal to Sri Navadvip Dham. There's no place in the three worlds equal to where? Even though this abode is very dear to me, it now remains hidden. It is also the verdict of all scriptures that Brahmavarta and all other holy places are present here. When I appeared in Brahma's sacrifice, I killed Hiranyaksha by tearing his body with my tusk. I have now appeared before you at that place, in this same pious land. All the holy places are present here. Why? To serve Sri Navadvip. And by residing in Sri Navadvip, one resides in all other holy places. You are fortunate, because you have served me here in Navadvip. You will also take birth here at the time of Sri Gaur Hari's manifest pastimes. You will easily behold Maha Sankirtan as well as Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu's unprecedented form. Then saying this, Sri Varahadev disappeared from there. Just then, the Vipra heard an aerial voice saying, please scrutinize scriptural evidences to properly understand the true nature of Sriman Mahaprabhu. Vasudeva was a great scholar, and therefore, after carefully contemplating what was written in the scriptures, he concluded that at the beginning of Kali Yuga, during the reign of Vaivasvata Manu, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu would manifest his pastimes in Sri Navadvip. He thought, in the scriptures, the sages have indicated this tattva in a hidden way. Only an intelligent person can understand this tattva. And when Sriman Mahaprabhu's pastimes manifest, this tattva will also be revealed. But for now, however, it should be kept a secret. In this way, the Brahmin boy got a hint of that secret truth. So in great ecstasy, the Brahmin began Sankirtan and continuously saying the name of Sri Gaur Hari in his mind. When he beheld the mountain-like divine form of Koladev, the intelligent Vasudeva thought, surely this place is the mountain-like Koladvip, as described in the scriptures. From that time, everyone began to call this place Koladvip Parvat. Then Sri Nityananda Prabhu said, O Jiva, the devotees know this place as Giriraj Govardhan, in Sri Vrindavan, the place of eternal transcendental pastimes. Did you know that? You ever heard that before? Yes, you probably did, but you forgot. This very place is called Gupta Govardhan. This is Govardhan here. Yes. And then Koladev said, no, then the voice said, please take darshan of Sri Bahulavan, which is situated to the north of this place. Just see the splendor of Bahulavan shines in all directions. So now Nityananda Prabhu is explaining that Braja's 12 forests, the 12 forests of Braj, they are here in Navadvip, but the order in which they come is inversed. O son of Ballabha, Nityananda Prabhu said, here, the sequence of the 12 forests of Vrindavan, it is not the same. It is only according to the wish of Srimad Mahaprabhu that the sequence here is not the same. Only the Lord himself, who does as he pleases, only he knows the reason for this. So one should have darshan of these places according to the way that they are situated here, because this inversion increases prema in a way that is unprecedented. That's the reason. Now they come to Samudragar. Do you know that in the Dwapara Yuga, you see all the different yugas, you hear different histories. But in Dwapara Yuga, on this island, Koladvip, there's a place called Samudragar. And there was a king there at that time who was a great Vaishnava king at the end of Dwapara Yuga, when Lord Krishna was on the planet. And his name was Samudrasen. So now Nityananda Prabhu is going to tell. Having gone on a little further, and Sri Nityananda Prabhu said, O Jiva, behold this place known as Samudragar. O most learned one, just see the two holy places, Dwarkapuri and Gangasagara. They are both directly present here. Now here comes the story explaining how Dwarkapuri is situated in Sri Samudragar. Once a king named Sri Samudrasen, he reigned here. He was a great devotee of Sri Krishna, and apart from Lord Sri Krishna, he did not know anything else. Bhima, the son of Pandu, he arrives in Samudragar at the time of their world conquest. So now it's going to describe. At the time of the Pandavas' world conquest, Bhimasen came here. And then he besieged Samudragar with the might of his army. Now at that time, King Samudrasen, he thought, Sri Krishna is the only master, and he is the exclusive shelter of the Pandavas. And if they ever get into any danger, Sri Krishna, the Lord of the Yadus, he will immediately hasten to save them. So the king had a plan, because he wanted to see who. Yes. So now he thought, the king thought, if I could somehow make Bhima fearful, then he will call out in distress to Sri Krishna, and hearing his cry, Sri Hari will certainly bestow mercy upon him. Sri Krishna will then mercifully descend to Samudragar, the place of his servant, and I will easily be able to see his darkish blue form. So thinking like this, the king fully equipped his army, and with his elephants, horses, and his foot soldiers, he set out for battle. The king remembered Sri Krishna and began to shoot his arrows. Then afflicted by them, Bhima became much afraid. Now, seeing the impending catastrophe, within his mind, this servant of yours, Samudrasen, and if I am Pandava, Sri Krishna, O merciful one. Although the merciful Sri Krishna appeared immediately on the battlefield upon hearing Bhima's pitiful call, no one except Sri Samudrasen could see him. And Sri Samudrasen saw the youthful Sri Krishna, whose bodily luster resembled that of a fresh rain cloud. The garland of forest flowers around Sri Krishna's neck shone like a pearl. His entire body was beautifully decorated with ornaments, and he was dressed in yellow garments, and his bodily form was incomparably beautiful. So when the king saw Sri Krishna's beauty, he fell swooning with praying. When he regained his consciousness, he prayed, O Sri Krishna, you are the Lord of the universe. You are the Savior of the fallen. And seeing my fallen condition, you have come to this place. The people of the entire world, they sing of your pastimes and have a great deal of desire to see you in Sri Navadvip. Sri Krishna, I have yet another in the afternoon with the Sakhis. And after a while, the king's vision of that pastime, it disappeared, and he now saw Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu absorbed in Sankirtan with his associates. And they were dancing and chanting, filled with ecstatic emotions. His radiant golden body enchanted the mind and maddened the eyes, and it caused an upheaval in the heart. So after seeing Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu's beauty, at the Lord's, which is, so do you know what used to take place on our parikrama? In their old age, they came along on the parikrama. And as we all walked over there in that direction, toward Champahati, in that area, then there was a building on the side of the road. And this is where all the masses of devotees, like a few thousand devotees who were walking and were coming on the parikrama, they came and everyone sat down, and then Srila Narayan Maharaj and Srila Trivikram Maharaj sat up also, because it was such a delightful thing. They, Srila Trivikram Maharaj would instigate an argument. He would instigate like a debate, and it would go back and forth. And Srila Trivikram Maharaj, he would put forward the idea that of these two, Bhimsen is much higher. He's in a much more elevated position than Samudra Sen. And so he would take that stance, and then Srila Narayan Maharaj would take the stance, no, he's not more elevated. And then he would say how actually King Samudra Sen is more elevated. So then they started to give their various reasons to one another and debate back and forth. And sometimes Srila Narayan Maharaj would grab the microphone from Trivikram Maharaj's hand. And in this way, basically, Srila Trivikram Maharaj was trying to say, well, who is Bhimsen? Bhimsen is one of the Pandavas. Bhimsen is directly blood related to Krishna, and the Krishna can appear instantaneously anywhere. He had the darshan of Krishna. Did Bhimsen see Krishna? No. Samudra Sen saw Krishna. And did Bhimsen have the darshan of Gauranga Mahaprabhu at that time also? No. Samudra Sen had that darshan. And in this way, they would have this prem kalaha, loving quarrel. So that's always been very delightful, because it would be such a joyous moment when the devotees would experience that. Okay, we got just a few more minutes. Now, in Samudragar, in that place, the presence of the Ganga, not just Ganga, Ganga Sagara, where the Ganga, the confluence of the Ganga with the ocean. Okay, so that's called Ganga Saga. Nityananda Prabhu explained, the ocean comes here. The ocean. Devotee. One day, Jahnavi told the ocean, Jahnavi means Ganga, and she told the ocean, oh ocean, very soon my Lord will stay on your shores. In where? Jagannath Puri. Then the ocean replied, please listen to me, O Devi. The son of Mother Sachi never leaves Sri Navadvip Dham. And although he will stay for a while on my shore, in his real form, he will remain in Navadvip. Sri Navadvip is the eternal abode of Srimad Mahaprabhu. The Vedas glorify both the manifest and the unmanifest pastimes of this place. O beautiful one, I will stay here under your shelter, the ocean is telling, and I will serve Sri Gaur Hari in Sri Navadvip. And speaking thus, the ocean began to reside in Sri Navadvip. He meditated upon the eternal pastimes of Sri Gaur Hari day and night. And now, Nityananda and the group came to one of the favorite places, Champakhata. So, what is Champakhata? It's also known as the place of Vaninath Rai, or Dvija Vaninath, who was the brother of who? Gadadhar Pandit. So from Samudragar, then Sri Nityananda Prabhu proceeded to Champakhata, and he took rest in Dvija Vaninath's house. So in the afternoon, while touring Champakhata, Sri Nityananda Prabhu said, "Listen, O son of Ballabha, Sri Jiva, previously there was a grove of champak flowers here. This place is a part of Kadirvan of Raj, and it appears most beautiful. Champaklata Saki, one of the 8 Sakis, she daily used to pick champak flowers here and to string them into garlands. She used the garlands in the service of Sri Radha Krishna." So what is the reason for this name, Champakhata? So she began to explain, Nityananda Prabhu began to explain, that as the age of Kali progressed, then the gardeners came to this champak forest, and they collected flowers to their full satisfaction. They set up a market, and the word for market is hadda. They set up a market here, and they began to sell champak flowers. And the people living in nearby villages began buying flowers from them. So since then, this place has been known as Champakhata. The common name of this charming place is Champahati. So now there's the history of how the crest jewel of poets, Sri Jayadev Goswami, came to reside. When he was the king of Nadia, then Sri Jayadev Goswami, who is the crest jewel of poets, he resided in Navadvip as his subject. What's the famous book written by Jayadev Goswami? Gita Govinda, yes. One of the topmost literatures of our Sampradaya. So, when Sri Lakshman Sen was the king of Nadia, then Sri Jayadev, the crest jewel of poets, he resided in Navadvip as his subject. And Sri Jayadev, whose mind was fixed and peaceful, he built a cottage on the banks of Balal Dirghika, and he lived there with his wife Padma. And while living there, he composed a hymn named Dash Avatar. Do we know that? What's the verse that we've sung thousands of times in our life? Tavakara Kamala Nakam Adbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare. So, while Jayadev Goswami was living there, right here in Champahati, then he composed the hymn named Dashavatar. And at some point, that hymn came in the hands of King Lakshman Sen. The king recited the hymn with great pleasure, and after the recitation, he inquired from his ministers about who had written this hymn. Then Govardhan Acharya, who was present in the assembly, he replied, the great poet Jayadev is the author. Then the king asked where the poet Jayadev lived. And Govardhan replied that he lived right here in Navadvip. Then hearing this, the king secretly found out where Sri Jayadev lived. To one side. Jayadev understood that the king had come, and he understood that he was dressed as a poor Vaishnava. So after a short time, the king revealed his identity, and he begged Jayadev to come to his palace. But the highly intelligent Jayadev was completely without material attachments, and therefore he did not agree to go to the house of a materialist. Sri Jayadev, a one-pointed devotee of Sri Krishna, said, "If you persist like this, I will leave your kingdom and I will go elsewhere." And he said, association with materialists never brings any auspiciousness. I will cross the Ganga and I will go to Nilachala. So then the king said, O Prabhu, please hear my words. Please be merciful and do not leave Sri Navadvip. O Lord, please have mercy upon me. Kindly make some arrangement by which your words come true and my desire is fulfilled. Across the Ganga there is an enchanting place called Katha. So please stay there, at least for 1 or 2 years. I will not come there of my own accord. Only if you wish me to come, I will go there and take darshan of your lotus feet. You are a king, and although this kingdom is yours, but you are a devotee of Krishna, and you are not bound by the shackles of the material world. I called you a materialist only to test you, and you tolerated my words even though you are a king. So I have therefore understood that you are a pure devotee of Krishna. Although you are surrounded by worldly enjoyment, you are fully detached. So then he said, I will live in Champakata for some time, and you can come secretly to see me, leaving behind your royal opulence. Then the joyful king, he ordered his ministers to have a suitable house constructed for Sri Jayadev in Champakata. Then the poet Sri Jayadev stayed in that place for some time and performed Krishna bhajan according to the process of spontaneous devotion to Sri Krishna, which is called Rag Marg. Sri Padmavati Devi would pick and bring many champak flowers, which Sri Jayadev would use to worship Sri Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj. And Sri Jayadev's worship was full of prem. One day he noticed that Sri Krishna's complexion resembled that of a champak flower. His beautiful complexion of molten gold was very charming, and his extremely beautiful lotus face even put to shame the beauty of millions upon millions of moons. His hair was curly and a flower garland decorated his neck. His arms were long, and the splendor of his form illuminated Sri Jayadev's leaf-thatched hut. And consciousness on beholding that form of the Lord, and she fell to the ground. Srimad Mahaprabhu lifted both of them with his lotus hands and mercifully spoke the following sweet words. You are both my devotees and of noble nature, so therefore I desire to give you my darshan, and very soon I will take birth here in Nadia from the womb of Mother Sachi. Along with the devotees from all of my incarnations, I will distribute the treasure of prem through the medium of Sri Krishna Sankirtan. At the age of 24, I will accept the renounced order of life, and then without doubt, I will reside in Nilachal, Jagannath Puri. In Jagannath Puri, during the final stage of my pastimes, I will be absorbed in praying, and I will relish Sri Gita Govinda in the company of the devotees. O Jayadev, I am briefly revealing my heart to you, that when after giving up these present bodies, you will definitely take birth here. Then, now both of you should So by this, by going to Nilachala and serving Lord Sri Jagannath, you will certainly attain the fruit of praying. And saying this, Sri Gaurachandra disappeared, and both of them fainted in separation from him. When they came back to consciousness, they lamented. They were afflicted by separation from Srimad Mahaprabhu. Alas, alas, how can we remain alive without again beholding that form that we once saw with our eyes? Why did Srimad Mahaprabhu's order us to leave Nadia? What will become of us when we actually leave? We would rather leave our bodies than leave this dham. It would be better to become a bird or an animal in Sri Navadvip and reside here eternally absorbed in thoughts of the dham. We can give up our lives, but we cannot give up the dham. This is our firm conviction. Oh, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, please be merciful to us and give us a place here at your lotus feet. Then, lamenting in this way, they both began to cry loudly. And just then, they heard an aerial voice. Do not be unhappy. Go to Nilachala. By going there, you will achieve two things. So do not become restless. Some time ago, both of you were thinking of residing in Nilachala for some time. And Sri Jagannath, the best friend of the inhabitants of the world, has fulfilled your desire, and he also wants to see you. So after pleasing Sri Jagannath, you both will give up your bodies, and in your next birth you will again come to reside in Sri Navadvip. So after hearing the aerial voice, they at once departed on their journey for Sri Jagannath Puri, looking back again and again to behold Sri Navadvip. Their eyes overflowed with tears. Far, constantly looking back at Sri Navadvip Dham, which is like an 8-petaled lotus flower. They continued on until they could see Sri Navadvip no more, and weeping as they crossed the land of Gauda. After some days, they arrived in Nilachala, where with their hearts full of joy, they had darshan of Bhagavan Sri Jagannath. Sri Nityananda Prabhu said, O Jiva, according to the elders of this place, this high land is indeed Sri Jayadev's place. And upon seeing the place of Sri Jayadev, then Jiva Goswami, out of praying, he rolled in the dust and wept. Sri Jiva, blessed is Sri Jayadev Kavi. Blessed is Sri Padmavati Devi. Blessed is Sri Gita Govinda. And blessed is divine attachment to Sri Krishna, which is called Sri Krishna Rati. O Lord, Sri Jayadev attained the ocean of divine love. Please be merciful to me and let me taste just one drop of that ocean. And saying this, Sri Jiva began to roll in the dust of Sri Nityananda Prabhu's lotus feet. That night, they all stayed together at Vaninath's house. Together with all of his family members, Sri Vaninath served Sri Nityananda Prabhu. So desiring to attain the cooling shade of Sri Nityananda Prabhu's and Sri Janava Devi's lotus feet, this destitute and lowly Bhaktivinoda sings the glories of Nadia. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Thus ends chapter 11 of Sri Navadvip Dham Mahatmya. We have 7 more chapters to complete, which we will do on Thursday. We'll try to do on Thursday, because we're going to have class there on Thursday. Bhaktivedanta Kunj. Jai Gaur Premanande. All glories to Sri Navadvip Dham ki jai. Sri Navadvip Dham Mahatmya ki jai. Navadvip Dham Parikrama ki jai. Parikrama Kori Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Om Vrindai Tulsidevai Priyai Keshavasya Cha Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavacha Namo Namah Vansha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Bevaja Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. All glory to the assembled devotees.